Moving now in a first for the Indian Navy, a woman will command a fast attack craft, a small armed ship used for quick reaction operations to intercept targets which can include terrorists, smugglers or others. This is a landmark development announced by the Navy chief ahead of the Navy Day.
Of an Indian naval ship. It has been our effort to constantly challenge the status quo to ensure that the Navy remains on an aspirational and dynamic trajectory to the future. So to that end, we took the lead to organize and conduct the international G20, the Indian Navy Quiz or Think Q competition towards building bridges of friendship across the ocean.
And Vishnu Shom is now joining us live from studio. So Vishnu, of course, this is a huge milestone. How is this significant?
Well, firstly, we just missed the first line of what the Navy Chief was saying, where he announces it very clearly. The first woman to command an Indian naval warship will be taking her command very, very soon. This is significant because it is a landmark moment for the Indian Armed Forces, certainly for the Indian Navy, which has been slower, many would suggest, than the Air Force or the Army in inducting women in its officer corps. While there have been women in the officer corps of the Indian Navy, they've not been deployed in large numbers on warships. Now to have a situation where you have a woman officer commanding a warship, albeit a small one, is still a progressive day for the Indian Navy. I remember chasing the story, Vedant, more than 10-15 years ago, perhaps even before that. And the question I asked was, why are there not women officers on board warships, in various roles? And the answer which was given is that we don't have spaces, physical spaces for women. We don't have facilities, in other words, bathrooms for women. And yet India was manufacturing billion-dollar warships, which seemed rather strange that if you've done all of this, to actually have bathrooms and facilities for women couldn't have been accommodated. Be that as it may, the deep sexism which has existed in all our forces is now giving way as a result of government policy, and indeed what the Supreme Court has consistently said, that our armed forces need to be equal opportunity employers, which is why you've now got women officers in the Army, Air Force, Navy in critical roles, including as fighter pilots in the Indian Air Force. You've got women in various roles now in the Indian Army. They are going on to command positions in the Indian Army, and now in this very important step, a woman will be commanding a warship as well. As far as the Navy is concerned, a couple of years back, we have had women deployed on board maritime reconnaissance aircraft as systems operators, but this is a big step forward. A modern Navy is at one level very much an engineering job. It is something which involves profound maritime engineering. There needs to be a detailed understanding of electricals and electronics as well, in addition to naval strategy and operations and command. This is a role that by no argument and no definition can be denied of a woman, and perhaps this is a decision which should have been taken a long time back. It's finally come, and it is a big step.